20 meters, 40 meters, 60 and 80. Yeah. And even an 80-meter shot, it is pretty accurate. Do you know what I mean? It's like
how the fuck are you shooting?
People join us going live at slightly tardy 10:01. The same we're talking about crossbows and projectiles.
We're not talking about crossbows, Andrew. We're talking about bows.
Yeah,
Pete's now grown up. He's got rid of his crossbow and he's shooting a fucking proper bow like a man. I just need to turn the TV off. Give me a moment.
Anyway, join us on 10:01 on this Friday. What is it, 16th today or something stupid? Yeah,
it is. It goes pretty quick, isn't it? Bloody hell.
Jesus. Joining me is Professor Pete Loyley. I don't know what your icon said. Loyley.
You're nearly right. Yeah, Loyley. It's because I'm building a sauna, so the steam you get from the sauna in Finnish, and it's not called a sauna in Finnish. It's sauna. The steam you get.
You're having a sauna then with the Loyley.
Is the lowly, yeah. So yeah, it should be. I'm looking forward to it. It should be good fun.
Right. So that sort of adds to the nakedness generally around the farm as well. Then I'll take it.
And when you've got round stones, if you chuck on you can chuck on loads of water, and you get that soft steam. It's like if you get a cheap heater and you've got sharper stones, you get like a steam that goes straight away. So what I'm hoping for is lowly. So that's what
Awesome.
if you want to design it, it should all be like that. Well, built it definitely.
Also joining us is Lee. I don't know where Joel is. I know Gary's out for dinner. Kent is out for dinner.
Eric's unavailable.
Eric's busy, still dealing with stuff. So I don't know where people are hiding, like hibernating in January. It's understandable though, because I wouldn't want to really go out anyway this weekend.
Or I should be singing Generis. Obviously, it's meant to be out.
There was
village.
There was a conversation we kept today about going to Lisbon, and it's just been so miserable and wet and cold. I don't think I'd enjoy it. No, it's just not what I moved here for.
Due to be set in for 2 weeks, Lee. Well, another week and a bit.
No, it's forecast for the weekend. Tomorrow and Sunday's meant to be fucking sunny.
Not here, I'll tell you.
No, it is here. Yeah, no, we've got a good couple of days forecast. And then Monday's a good start to the day with a bad finish, and then it's shit again for the rest of the week.
Did you get the thunderstorm this morning, Lee?
I did, Andrew. I work outdoors. I get every storm. Constantly.
Yeah, it looked nasty. I looked out the window. I was like, no, fuck that.
I saw, because I was working on my side.
Yeah.
I didn't really have to leave. This is the torture of my life. Every morning I have to get up, take the baby to nursery, drop her off really early. We pay extra so I can drop her off early and beat the traffic. Right? But now Sandra's got used to me doing it. She gets the lift to the train station as well. So even on an easy day, when I don't have to leave the house till 8:15, she expects me to drop the baby off at 7 and drop her off at the train station at 7:05. It's like a nightmare. I can't even. Any normal guy would have stayed in bed for an extra hour this morning.
You know what they've got, Lee? Just for that,
I was still up at fucking 6:15.
That's what I love about Portugal, Lee, is that you can buy port, aguardente, anything you want in the cafe at 7 in the morning. Like fucking everyone I know. If I ever get up that early, which I do occasionally in the summer, and you always spot people drinking port at like 7 a.m. Honestly, it's just nuts. That's exactly what that's for, I think.
This is how bad my routine in life has got. The cafe near Kent's. I go in once every 2 weeks at lunchtime for a beer. Right? The guy only knows me from that one occasion. I go in for one beer just before lunch every second Thursday. This week, because of the fuck up with Christmas, I was running really early. I really had nothing to do. So I'm just pretty much just showing my face. I got to the cafe, out with cigarettes at 10:15. I walked in, I I sort of waved to the guy, I said, cigars? And he said, yeah. He clicked the machine. I turned me back, I put my cash in. I turned around, he's already popping me a beer.
It's fucking lovely.
10:15. It's 10:15 in the morning. And I looked and went, I was going to have a coffee. And he went, okay. So give me the fucking beer. You've convinced me.
Oh, I tell you, Lee, we were in Spain today, right? And the quality of flirting, tasty Spanish barmaids is unbeaten. Honestly, I got more. It was really nice. I went with a mate of mine who's recently single, and my God, they were fantastic, absolutely awesome looking, I have to say. So it's nice. You should do a little nip across occasionally. You're not that far, really. Lisbon's not. It's not that tricky to get over to Spain, but it's worth it, honestly. It's a different.
When I actually had lunch with Kent on Thursday, we went to the cafe near his house. I picked him up. We drove down to it, and we sat outside. And I didn't see her because I had my back to her. But he said, "Oh, nice rack." So I didn't even look. Then she came round and sat near us, and I'm like, "Oh yeah." She must have been mid-20s. Nothing amazingly special about her. Just dressed really well and looked really well in us. You know that confidence that some women have, where you just think, "Oh yeah." Don't stop thinking about them. Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, way out of my league. I'm far too young for me to even think about. But I'm just sat there thinking, she was superb. She was really nice.
It's nice.
Again, I've seen 10 girls this week better looking. But this girl was just had something about her. Just a little bit of confidence, a little bit of bounce in the step. I liked it.
Do you know,
anyway, there you go.
A good thing that is a reality as well. So anyway, let's do Raul Nunes join us. Let's do how's your week been? Pete, let's start with you. How's your week been?
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, I had what did we do? We've been fairly busy. It's been nice. There's been a bit of bad news in terms of one of our friends has got 20 days to leave Portugal, but I think it was kind of an excuse for her to kind of go in the first place. And at least she won't be able to screw up that particular part of Portugal for much longer. So that's quite a good thing. But
not a real friend then, Pete.
Well, no, she's a friend. She's a friend.
One of our friends, but she won't be missed. Fuck her.
She is a friend, right? But yeah,
fuck her.
She's absolutely fucking mental, honestly, Lee. I mean, Lee, she's got like 60, 70 animals, I think. She has killed none of them.
You've said enough, Pete. You've said enough. You've said enough.
So yeah, that's a bit.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
But on the whole, yeah, it's been really nice. Went off to Spain today. Was lovely. We've got like a nice few things booked up. So, but I did have to go off to Coimbra, and I still find it ludicrous that I can get to Coimbra takes nearly twice as long as it does to go to Lisbon, which is just ludicrous given how close I am to Coimbra. The transport links are just mental in Portugal. I still think they're mad in terms of if I was living under Salazar's time, like 40 years ago, I could have got there a lot quicker. Yeah. And today, 40 odd years on, it's going to take me nearly twice as long to get somewhere. That is not fun. I didn't like that very much at all. Aside from that, it's been an interesting week, definitely, absolutely. So,
cool.
Anyway, move along then.
So Lee, how's your week been?
As you know, I'm having a bit of a fucking mini disaster crisis fucking few weeks. So I got a quote. Did I tell you last week the boiler went?
No.
Oh no.
All right, so the boiler went I think it was Thursday night. So it wasn't working within the man cave last week. So I had to shower downstairs. Anyway, the boiler's gone. So I've had a quote off a fucking plumber to fucking have it repaired, replaced, whatever. My life just keeps getting a little bit fucking worse every fucking week. Oh, and then the windscreen wipers on the fan didn't work this morning.
Just when you need them the most, right?
Yes, yeah. You know. I had a major fucking tantrum.
That's allowed because I was going to say my car still, although I fitted the fuel pump and changed the filters and it basically thrown lots of attention at it, it still has this cutting out issue, which I now today bought some.
Sorry, Andy. Sorry, I thought it was how my week's been.
Oh, I thought I was just going to add this: the woes of.
I thought that's me how my week's been. You just took over. Sorry, Andrew. Sorry, I thought we were talking about me.
Yeah, talk about you then. Come on, what else have you done?
I got wet on Tuesday. I got wet today. I got wet Thursday afternoon. Oh, I went for lunch with the yacht dads on Thursday. I met Kent on Thursday. We had a little lunch together. Then it was pissing down. It was bouncing down. And he was going for a yacht dad's lunch, and he asked me to drop him off. I ended up going and having lunch with him, with the yacht dads, bunch of pretentious pricks. I remember why I didn't like it last year. I met him again. I don't like it this year, so I won't be going next year. I fucking fallen over, smashed my hip in. I'd be like your missus.
Oh god, yeah, that was a thing.
I've just presumed because we live in Portugal. She slipped on the cobbles. You said she had a fall.
She went over on the pavement, basically.
Yeah,
pavements. It's from pavement tiles.
My customer this morning has got a really steep driveway made out of cascadas, out of cobbles, and I fucking bounced down it this morning. I've really done my hipping. Yeah, it's all swollen.
That's painful as well. No, I empathise.
The shiny ones. I don't mind. Like normal castadas are fine, but oh mate, they're lethal.
These are the glazed ones. They're like it's like a designer drive. It looks very nice. It looks very nice from a distance.
They've been down for years. They get polished smooth, like some sort of glassy structure that when they're wet, even slightly damp, they become like tractionless.
I think that's a great way to see people slide. Honestly, I could watch people all day from some windows. There's a couple of places in Lisbon where there's a hill, right, really steep hill, and they've got exactly those cobblestones on the side, and about 1 in 3 people just slide all the way down.
All the way down it, yeah,
all day. Honestly,
fucking brilliant.
That's one of my favourite sort of parts of comedy.
It's brilliant if you're sat watching and actually fucking sliding down the hill yourself, because they are not forgiving.
Not so much fun if you're the slidee. Yeah. Or the slider.
I've got work tomorrow to catch up on because I didn't work on Tuesday morning, and then I've got work on Sunday because I didn't work Thursday afternoon. So that's how my week's been. A massive bill from a plumber that I really can't afford, and just more work than fucking needed.
Oh,
come out in the wash, Pete. It'll all work itself out.
Nuno, how have you been? Are you back in? Are you still in the snow, or are you back from the snow, or?
Well, I'm no longer in the snow because the snow has melted with the rain.
Oh no! Oh, that's disappointing.
Only because of that. So yes, I'm still in the middle of Europe somewhere. Somewhere. About the snow, that day was gorgeous because it was snowing, and when I said I'm going to do a walk in the snow because I want to have this experience, and I'm going to have all of my stuff, so the saw, the axe, and so on, and I start walking. I enter into the forest, and it was so pleasant, so amazing. The sound of the snow under the feet. Nowhere. I was the only lunatic doing that walk in the snow. I imagine that everyone was at home, but actually I felt no cold at all. And I only wear a sleeve of merino wool, and then I don't know the name, but a proper jacket.
Thermal undergarments, then basically that merino stuff is.
Oh, mate, Nuno, I've got merino wool knee warmers, flipping best thing ever, honestly. The only part of my body that ever gets cold in the extremities like that are my knees, right? And I didn't realize it was a thing until I went to Siberia once, and all these people were selling like knee warmers, and best investment ever. Honestly, I can't tell you how good they are. They're just amazing. So merino wool, they are really good. And fur,
yes.
natural fur. It's amazing. You can get hot really easily though. With like even when you're in snow, some of the fur garments you get, you can just get. I've got like mink lining to this leather jacket, and I end up boiling in a t-shirt even when it's like icy. It's just nuts. But really lovely.
In Portugal, because we are not used to this cold, people usually wear cotton like this one, okay? And it's a silent killer because people start wetting, and once the sleeve is wet, it will get colder and colder. And the merino wool is amazing because it never gets sweat. Never.
Oh, mate, honestly, mink. Try mink wool. It's just amazing. Honestly, it's like
mink.
Mink. MINK. It's like Lee knows what it is.
It's a muscally. It's like a. It's like a small weasel. You've seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
we have been in Portugal.
Honestly, they're really good.
Do you know, Pete? There's actually a European mink that's critically endangered.
There's a lot of endangered species around here. Honestly, the number of newts and salamanders and as well as like some of the mammals I see are just nuts. They're really
up in the north of up in the north of Europe. There is actually a native mink, and all we're used to is the American mink that's escaped from captivity and is just causing havoc. There is actually a native European mink, much smaller, much cuter.
Never heard that. But yeah, it was I said to my wife, I'm going just to do a walk, and it was a 2 hours and 30 minutes walk. So.
That sounds lovely.
Yes.
What Nuno doesn't realise is that we're quite used to the snow, and we're quite used to layering up. So you wear lots of layers, and you take them off as you go. And on a really nice snowy day when the sun's out, it is actually fucking warm. You can be down in your t-shirt, you're very cold.
If the wind is not blowing,
as long as your feet are dry. As long as your feet are dry and it's not actually raining or snowing on you, it can be a lovely walkout. Yeah.
But it can be boring though, honestly. I think I was chatting to a mate of mine from Iceland, and if you're in it for like 7-8 months a year and it's dark all the time, it's great, you know. I mean, like it's all right for a day or two,
Yes.
Maybe a week.
I agree.
Right? If it's like that for like 7-8 months a year, it's just horrible. So I don't know. It's one of those
I used to like
really.
Because we always get the first sort of snows in the UK in October. Oh, sorry, in the north of England, we would get the first drops of snow sort of mid-October when I was a kid. So you spend the summer sort of tracking animals and working out which routes they're using, looking where they're cutting through edges. That first snow was always a godsend because you could go straight out and you could actually see where they've been. You know, so if it started snowing at 10 o'clock at night and you were out at 6 in the morning, you could see what's moved and where. Oh, it was always brilliant. I always loved the first snow. It's always that mid-October mark. It was always brilliant for it.
We never got snow, man. I was really disappointed. Like living in London, you're expecting Charles Dickens and stuff. You're expecting the Thames to bloody freeze over. Never any fucking snow. Mini Arctic it was when he wrote that.
That's because global warming's a myth.
Yeah, well, when the Thames froze, Krakatoa exploded and called it.
It's just a nightmare. So you never got snow. It was just rubbish. Honestly, I think we got snow twice or something, and it never lasts long. In London, it turns to grey, slushy dirt, basically liquid dirt that splashes you in every way. I mean, like even with the rain, My car was pristine when I took it out the other day. I was going to say to you, Nuno, any problems with the Tesla? No, nor me, right? So we don't have to moan about like windscreen things not working or nothing. Nothing goes wrong with our cars. It's fabulous, right? But yeah, but with you guys, it just spreads filth everywhere, man. Honestly, it's just a nightmare. I hate too much rain. It reminds me of being in England where everything is just like mucky is what it is. You know
yeah.
You're lucky, Nuno. You've avoided it. It's really good. Apart from
snow in your area at the moment, is there, or was that up in the hills?
There's loads of snow on top of obviously by the ski resort. There's tons, right, and you can see that all the time. We had threats about it, but it hasn't snowed where I am for 30 years, so I don't think it's snow this time. So we get frosts, but we don't get snow. So it's one of those.
Sandra said it's rained once. It snowed once in Portugal while she's been alive. She remembers one snowfall.
Once it
didn't last.
I heard.
Yeah. It depends on your altitude, really. If you're high up in the mountains, you're going to get a lot of snow, and there's whole loads of Portugal that are much higher up. And when you go down,
you go north,
and also if you go down into Spain, you realise how much lower it is. It's like so you're actually more likely to get snow just lower down in the plains in Spain. You'll have similar weather, but you just get a lot of snow. So it's kind of it's really odd, sort of like seeing the difference when physically it's not that far away. It's like a 20-30 minute drive, and you can go from kind of bright sunshine and green to snow. That's what I quite like about living here. It's good.
Microclimate regions of this continent or this.
Yeah,
well, no, it doesn't just happen here. When I lived in Manchester and worked in Oldham, I could set off my house in Manchester and it was drizzly. You get to shore, it was sleet. You get to Crompton, it was snow. You get to the top of Oldham and it was a fucking blizzard. And that's all in 15, 16 miles. But you end up onto the moor. You were going uphill all the time. So yeah.
So you're in Europe in the rain now, Nuno. Are you back here soon, or are you staying up there?
No, I will be in Portugal middle February, but then I'll come back again, and I will return by the end of March.
Oh, okay? Nice.
Yeah. And this week, I just has entered to the selected club of the Grandpaps.
Oh, wicked! Congratulations, mate.
To the what?
Thank you.
Cool. You went to what group?
You heard well.
Grandpaps.
Grandpap. Yeah, granddad.
Oh, you become a grandparent.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Benvenuto. Welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome news, Nuno. You're going to make a great granddad, I reckon, definitely.
Oh, no, he's not. He's going to be a nightmare. He's going to have to get upside down. He's in the snow, playing with knives and lighting fires.
That's fabulous. He's going to have a fantastic time.
I'm just waiting for the moment to do that, Lee, honestly.
Well, congratulations, mate.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Congratulations to your daughter as well. Yeah.
We have to say congratulations to his daughter, actually, because she's done all the work, right?
Yeah.
No. He's put the work in for the last 30 years to get her to where she is now. He's done all the work. She's done is shelling peas. She's just shelling peas.
She already is an amazing mom. She really is. I know that. We can feel that. So, but it was a very painful process getting birth, because it was like a 30 hours since the start until the birth. It was very complicated.
How big was the baby?
Okay.
How many?
No, I don't care what she says. It's not that painful.
No.
No. I've got a theory. I've got a theory behind this. Have you ever been punched in the bollocks or kicked in the nuts?
I've had my nuts chopped open, and I'll tell you that was not unpainful, Lee.
Andrew, you ever been kicked? You ever been kicked or punched in the bollocks or chat your testicles in any way?
I have accidentally grazed them once, and I was winded, and I have been sick because of the testicular pain in the past.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No man would want to do it twice.
No.
Women have multiple babies. It can't be that painful. It can't be that painful. I just think they're being soft.
Snip between both holes, don't they? There's some really nasty things. What was it? My friend was saying it's like seeing your favourite playground destroyed, right? It's one of those things where you have to be kind of like the birth thing can be quite.
I feel that it's time for a quick banner. Here we go.
Yes, please put the banner because I'm just going to get bad. When Amanda had Rory, she had to have stitches. And the doctor came in and he was explaining everything. He said to me, "You got any questions?" And I said, "Could you throw 2 extra stitches and make it a bit tighter?"
Oh, you're terrible.
Nobody found it funny. I thought it was hilarious.
My sister had
a little bit tighter.
My sister had stitches after her first baby, and they sewed her up fully, pretty much. She had to be unsewn.
What a lucky man! What a lucky man!
I'm not giving birth to it. They're not allowed to give birth to anymore. I don't know. Oh man, Nuno, that's awesome. Is it a boy or a girl?
A girl.
Oh, wicked!
Yeah.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
No. I prefer a girl.
Chinese policy, is he? What you put them in a room and just wait
hold on. It's time for this again. No, I'm cheering. I'm made up for you, Nuno. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It's great when they're a baby, but they're really dull. They get more interesting when they get older. That's the fact of it. So it's great now, but they only get better. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, I believe. Oh, Lee.
Who is that?
Oh, hold on. We need Eve Cam. Hold on.
She's a must.
There you go.
See, this is a nightmare. You have to come. It's now 10:30. She's been in bed an hour, but still not asleep.
I love
now
that.
She's found the tablet.
No problem.
She's found the tablet, and now she's fucking wide awake. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna go put the baby back to bed. Say good night to everybody.
Bye bye, Lee.
Good night.
Being here.
Bye bye. Say bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
All right. I'll be back in a bit.
All righty. So Simon says congratulations to you as well. So
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, but if being here when I'm in Lisbon at 10 p.m., it's complicated. Imagine 1 hour later, so 11 p.m. because. So sorry for being like a missing in action, but it's only because of that.
Fully understandable.
No, every Friday I say to my wife, today I have man cave, and when the hour of man cave, when it arrives, oh, I'm totally done. Totally done.
That's a good week though, Nuno. That sounds really good, definitely. And that walk did look lovely as well. Looked really nice.
I was actually kind of like, I would like to have been somewhere like that for a walk in the the woods in the snow. It actually looked really beautiful, to be fair. So it
did look lovely.
I haven't told you about my week. This week, I have been up to. I'm looking on the maps. I have been up to north of Leiria this week to pick up supplies for the studio, and then also I've been. I don't know if you can hear in the background. There's some whirring going on. I've been 3D printing mold forms non-stop for the studio all week because we're making as a little extra thing gis molds to make slip clay form pieces. So we've been running around getting like materials and getting things ready to do that. So I've been busy. But it doesn't feel like I've done a lot, but I'm exhausted this week because it's like spending hours in the studio getting things together and then spending hours like we did a first cast this week and it came out perfectly, like more than I dared dream possible, like first go. So I think the process we've got is good, but it's like hours of work for like to expect the result, and it's like kind of a bit of a decompression once you go, okay, it's good, it works, and everything seems to be good, and there's a million things that could go wrong. Like we could have a leaking mold, it could have liters of slurry of plaster of Paris just could have gone everywhere. So this has been quite a productive week. It's been quite good, and my machine is running now in the office, printing more component parts, which is like we're going to do like a range of all sorts, but we're starting with cups and mugs. So I'm going to make some man cave mugs. My wife doesn't know about this yet. I'm going to commandeer some and put the logo on. I think the logo would be something like this on the mug. So I don't know, maybe on the bottom, so when you drink from it, it goes up. So I don't know, something. But we'll do some man cave ceramics and merch or something like that. But it's been a good week. And Alfie's doing well, which is a nice thing as well. So she came in just before we went online and was nudging me for food, of course. So same old. So yeah, good week. Apart from the rain, because also the one other thing I realised is ceramic materials do not like humidity or moisture. So the amount of rain this week, everything is taking longer to dry. So you cannot fire anything with moisture in it because it will explode.
It is nice though, because Portugal looks like the English countryside at the moment. It's so green, it's unbelievable. It's like you just never think that it can be so dry and dusty and barren, and then turn into like England's pastures green. Except it's greener. That's what I really like. The shade of green that you get here is more kind of verdant than anything you get north. It's really lovely.
So we were up the A8 between Lisbon and I think it basically traces the coastline all the way up to somewhere.
Porto.
Yeah, I mean it hits Leiria and changes name.
Yes.
Out of Lisbon, but we took the A8, which traces the coast. So past Óbidos and past Nazaré and that sort of thing. And you just keep going and Leiria. I didn't get a chance to Leiria, but what I did remark is when you drive through that part of the countryside, like Pete was saying, it's just how lush and green and Europe, Northern Europe, it looks. Because
it's one of my favourite things. Leiria is part of there's a load of completely stupid football stadiums in Portugal, which I absolutely adore. Right, so because of the fact that they had the European Cup here, they built these absolutely stupid stadiums. The best one of all is Braga. Braga is nowhere near Braga. It's like an hour and a half away, and it's huge, isn't it? Isn't it? But Leiria's got a stadium where it's like a 30,000 seat stadium for a club that plays in Division 4, and it's like 12.
I'm looking at this very.
But let me say that the one that I love the most is Porto Stadium.
Porto Stadium's great, but I like the abandoned follies though, Nuno. I like the ones where it's where it's like it's a club with like 1,000 people that turn up in a 40,000 seat stadium or something.
Yeah.
This is Leiria's stadium. It looks like a marble, but it's like, but then when you look at Leiria, it's like, here it is.
It's huge and silly. I love it. Honestly, I know, Nuno. I know what you mean about like a proper atmosphere and stuff. But sometimes it's like it's just fun. It's like a modern folly. I love like Victorian follies as well. Yeah. Silly buildings that are built for no real purpose. And football's just brilliant for that. With some of the stadiums they have, they're just
and this one in special, it looks like abandoned. If you look, not from the top, yes, it looks like abandoned. Yeah,
and they still play there.
If you zoom out, it's the biggest landmark in the area. Is that stadium? I mean, nothing sticks out. It's like a big dartboard centre, a big bullseye, right? So yeah,
But
that's
is even better. The Braga one is just ludicrous. Honestly, it's like I think it's something like a 50 or 60,000 seater stadium, and Braga literally have like 1,000 people turn up every week. So it's just like the best place to go and watch football if you want to just go to something that is just silly and ludicrous. There's some great places to go in Portugal, and one of those are some of the fun ones. I think. I think they're really good.
I
agree with you. Like you said,
I've not been to Braga at all. As it goes, I should make a point to go.
Oh, you've got to go to the stadium. It's a really pretty stadium as well. It's quite nicely built, but it's built in just the most stupid place for a team that are in like Division 4 Portuguese football. So it's like Sunday League essentially, and they play in this huge stadium which hardly anyone can get to. It's just awesome.
I can't even see it in Braga. It's definitely not in the town, is it? So
it's not anywhere near the town. No, it's way away. So
no, his name is we call it the Pedreira. Pedreira is a place where we extract stone for different stuff. So they built the stadium on it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And it's not in anywhere. It's nowhere easy to get to. It's kind of like
no. Yeah.
It's one of those ones where it's just really silly. It's fantastic. I'm sorry, Nuno. I love those sorts of things. There's a couple of stadiums in Brazil where they played the World Cup games and then they never got used. So like they've had 2 games in them, and they're a 60,000 seater stadium, and they're like, they're just ludicrous. They're really fun.
Yeah, the way how sometimes we what we do with the money, it's insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They built something like the new camp, which was like for the Olympics or something, wasn't it? Or I don't know which one it was.
In Brazil? No idea.
Do you remember where they had something like the Olympics in Brazil or the
World Cup? Yeah, that's what these got built.
Oh, the biggest one.
Oh yeah. There's another huge.
Oh, what is the name? It's well known.
There's a huge. No one uses. It's just.
It's not catamaran, but it's Maracanã.
Yeah. I think
something like that.
That's the one. I think you're right. Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of weird. It's quite nice. Like I quite like abandoned cities as well, Nuno. So there's a couple I want to go to in China where they're massive projects and like no one moved there. So it's
in China.
Yeah,
in China.
In China, in Indonesia, there's quite a few kind of places. Yeah.
I have visited they call the Nest in Beijing.
Oh, wicked! Oh man,
and it's an amazing from outside, but inside it's not so beautiful.
Yeah. I can imagine.
I have visited. Yeah.
But I want to go to China this year. I just think it'd be it's one of those. The train system. I just need to use one of those like 386 km/h trains, and they look awesome.
I drove. I have traveled from Kyoto to Tokyo in Japan in the fastest one, and it was an amazing trip. Amazing experience.
I've done exactly the same as you, Nuno. In February last year, I did Kyoto to Tokyo and back on the bullet train. But they're really slow compared to the new ones. And Kyoto,
the Chinese.
The Chinese. Yeah, the Chinese ones are much faster. And Kyoto, they have a railway museum where you can go inside the cab of the bullet train, the original one. It's really good. So they have
never heard
museum, don't they? Just in Kyoto, that's definitely worth going to see. That was.
This is what I think about. This is what I picture when I see like someone says China's cities that no one lives in. I'll share this image with you because this kind of does literally. When they say a picture paints 1,000 words, it's this one that you can lay across the highway.
Yeah.
No danger whatsoever, right? But it's I'm looking at a bunch of images on here, but they're incredible. Like there's entire skyscrapers, shopping like mega malls and everything, and there's just no one there.
In all Europe, the lack of housing that we have, that we are living with.
It's
insane, the contrast.
Yeah. But then I think the thing is as well, COVID changed a lot in terms of Chinese travel. So when I was in Cambodia last year, you could see loads of projects that were totally abandoned because the Chinese stopped traveling after COVID. So all these hotels, casinos, all of these places that they built as part of belt and braces of that expansion were just completely abandoned. And it is quite weird. I quite love like abandoned buildings. Quite fun, I think. I don't know. It's like an
entire chunk of Lisbon with no one there. But this is the thing. I think, Pete, we discussed this previously. Like, there's a place in China where they have a drive-through. You drive through, but you buy your doors for your apartment through drive-through, and it's like this enormous factory. You just drive in, all the doors are lined up each side. You drive through, pick one, go to the end, order your door, and that's it. That's how you get your furniture. They have drive-through everything.
They have drone delivery on everything as well now. It's just nuts. I love kind of like it's definitely where it's happening. I think it's really interesting, and some of the robotics fairs recently have been amazing as well. Like there's quite a lot of stuff to go and see. Some of the transformation in the cities there is just stunning. So it's definitely worth a look. But I'm with Nuno. I love those trains. I love the way on the bullet trains, Nuno, the seats all flip around so you're never facing the wrong way. That is just awesome. Yeah. I wish they did that on all of them. I have to admit, no, trains are much better than England and way cheaper. But in Portugal,
really?
Much cheaper, yeah. Honestly, Nuno, you wouldn't believe
much better. You said much better.
Much better in terms of they arrive. Okay, whereas in England they don't arrive. Yeah, I mean, like they actually turn up, right? So you've got a reasonable chance of the train actually turning up on time. In England, you've got a lottery. There's never any idea, and there's never
cancel it just because they don't have a driver, or they might cancel it because it's the wrong type of weather, or they might
wrong snow on the tracks, or wrong leaves, or it's just ludicrous. Yeah. So no, it's better in that way. But yeah, it's so slow. I can't believe how slow the train system is in Portugal. It's like,
I agree.
But again, this is the other thing: is driving up to Leiria from Lisbon. As soon as you get out of Lourdes and out up the hill towards the north, out of Lisbon, the road's empty. There's a few trucks. There's no one on the highways either. Like. Maybe a dozen cars.
I did 110 kilometers today, and I reckon I saw about 6 cars.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
when I drive in France, there's like you go between cities. There's a couple of trucks, but there's no one traveling on no cars really traveling on the highways. Not into. Maybe they use a TGV or something in France. Maybe, who knows? But
no one lives. That's why, and that I love that. It's fact, no one lives here. You know, if you see a car, most of the time you see someone you know, which is just doesn't really. It's like going back a long time. I really love that. I can't go into the supermarket or anything without bumping into someone I know and having a chat. So that is a lovely, lovely experience. And if you're driving, you usually recognise the people who you're driving past, and you might stop and have a chat in the middle of the road for half an hour or something. No problem at all. No one's going to worry. So, no, all that sort of stuff is lovely. It's really nice.
Speaking of abandoned ghost house, do you remember that project development they were going to do in? I forget what country it was. It was called The Line. It was going to be like a mega city, but in a long line, like across. Was it
Saudi Arabia or Qatar? It's one of these. It's somewhere.
I don't know.
Somewhere in. I think it might be a Saudi project, or Oman. It's one of those. It's Middle East, definitely.
Yeah, Middle East. Saudi Arabia, the Line project. It was like a linear city going from like across a desert or something.
I think they're still doing it. They shot a load of people. They had a load of farmers that said, "No, we don't want you to build here." And they just went along and shot them. So yeah, it's one of those wonderful kind of Saudi civil rights stories.
They started it, but it's dead. It's a dead project. And I watched an interesting thing on it the other day. They got a lot of investment money. They showed that they started all the sort of groundworks and everything, and then it shut down. So I think it was basically a big scam, really. It's like an airport somewhere, but they probably wanted an airport anyway. But the whole thing is, I'm going to find some images of it because.
Oh, talking of scams, Nuno, what do you reckon of Tesla not charging monthly for the self-driving facility? Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't heard that.
Elon's now basically raping all the customers by saying that self-driving now is going to be a monthly subscription, like a $99 monthly subscription. So
instead of buying up front,
you'll pay for it. So basically replaces anyone that bought it up front. Now is going to have to instead pay the monthly subscription instead. So
really,
yeah. So he's just changed over to that. Elon, I have to admit, I find very funny because he was saying about he put a tweet out the other day about being unpatriotic, right? Yeah, and I was thinking it was only the other day that he said that Trump was definitely in the Epstein files, which is basically saying Trump's a paedophile. Yeah, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
And yet he cozies up to him now. He's talking about anyone that dissents or disagrees with him, or the orange one being kind of a dissenter, but and being unpatriotic. Has there ever been anyone more unpatriotic than Trump? I mean, what did he have? A bone spur, didn't he? That got him out of military service 4 times. He called anyone that served in the army. He called them. He said they were stupid, didn't they? If anyone got shot or killed in the army, he said they were a bunch of idiots. And so Musk is now cozying up to a draft dodging paedophile, and then calling everyone else unpatriotic, and now shafting most of the Tesla owners by making what was a paid-for feature, as you said, now a subscription, which is going to cost a lot more money. If you're paying.
Oh yes, of course.
So, yeah, it's a weird one, but it's interesting how, I don't know, with Musk it's tricky because he does a lot of quite good things, and the products are all really good.
Oh yes, it keeps being the best car. It is the best car.
Definitely.
So no doubts about that.
I totally
is the one that is the most efficient one when we compare not only features but how much battery or it needs to drive 100 kilometers or so.
Yeah.
But then the guy is being completely away of his mind, honestly. Basically, and with no values, human values.
Yeah, which is a real shame because when we both started sort of being fans of the products, there wasn't that issue. It's kind of come like that, I have to admit.
Let me just close off this thing about the line project because I thought it was interesting. It was planned to be 170 kilometers long and house 1.5 million people. This was this long city design with a train line and everything. Do you know how much has been shortened by? So it's gone from 170 kilometers to 2.4.
That's still quite a long city. Yeah, I don't know.
To be fair, 2.4 kilometers is a couple of blocks, isn't it? Really, it's not much more than a corner of a bit of city anywhere. It's cut short by 98.6%. It's basically, and it was trillions of whatever investment has now been scaled back. 500 billion. Investment. And it says the city line is more like a doctor now. That's the subheading on this news story. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there because it was a thing I read interestingly. Going on to electric cars, though, have you seen how many Chinese brands have been in Portugal kind of recently?
Mm-hmm.
And loads of things I've never even heard of. AIOM, It was GAC. There's MG. There's BYD. There's oh my God, JQ.
Well, BYD are massive, and BYD. My batteries from my Tesla are from BYD, right? And my batteries for the house are from BYD, and I think they're a pretty good firm in terms of competition for Tesla. I think they're probably the closest big competitor to Tesla in terms of how their values increased, definitely. So, and I wouldn't mind, one place I wouldn't mind, they've got a whole BYD kind of city in China, which is all kind of electrified, and I wouldn't mind going to visit that. I have to admit, I think that's quite an interesting.
So I think that XPeng is closer from Tesla than the BYD. BYD is massive on hybrid, and yes, it also has EVs, but XPeng has only EVs. Only EVs.
Yeah,
it's closer. BYD, XPeng, Neo, which is going to have battery swapping technology. Omoda, Maxus, Voya, Dongfeng, AION, JQ, and Deepal, which these are the ones in Portugal right now, the major ones. There's probably others that you can get, but that's...
But then you think the Portugal car market is pretty small, yeah? The number of people that buy are relatively small, and it shows the desperation of Chinese companies, because what's happened at the moment is China's gone through a massive housing crisis, so a bubble has burst. Part of the reason for these massive abandoned properties, and even abandoned properties in places that were quite valuable, even in the capital, is because the housing bubble has completely burst. A lot of housing companies have gone out of business. That's why a lot of these projects have been abandoned, and therefore there wouldn't be as many companies in Portugal if it wasn't for the fact they're desperate for new custom, because there's not a lot of custom in Portugal. You're not going to sell Tesla, or something like the 6th most popular sales in Portugal, and that's a couple of thousand cars. It's not a huge amount. So it's interesting that they're desperate enough to come.
Manufacturers suddenly now, like seemingly over a few months, have suddenly now landed in Portugal. And,
well, they've been around for a while. BYD and there's been a showroom in Luria.
MG, I've seen a few Gs here, what have you, but the thing is, though, it's like, you're right, though, 10 brands in a niche market, really in volume, like Portugal, is literally trying to throw them everywhere globally, right? It's like saturated.
Because and they're having lots of issues. Nuno's right. The next competitor is probably that, because BYD had a whole load of issues with some of the trucks they produced and the quality of the steel that in China. There's a lot of new brands, but it shows their desperation to an extent that they've all moved into a market that's so small. Otherwise, it doesn't really make any sense. I sometimes look at the supermarkets that we've got around us, and I think, how the hell do they survive? Even like in Christmas, they're not like half as busy as anything I would have seen in London on a 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. So it's kind of it is weird. I think it's quite interesting in terms of how those markets could be collapsing, but there's really interesting stuff going on, I think. Anyway,
listen, can I get one of you to take the reins, because I've got to jump off and pick up the missus from her afternoon shift. Are you all right for doing that? Right. So I don't know if you have controls, but I can certainly. I'll pop back in a bit, but I've got to go and pick her up in literally 10 minutes. So I've got to go now.
Go.
I was hoping some others would be on that would take the reins. Also, Lee seems to have vanished into.
He said he's got to put Eve to bed. So if these things happen, as Nuno knows, with being a grandparent, you're going to have times when you're called upon. Definitely.
Cousin Newbie's here. She was saying you have to use a certain amount of denial to survive here. I take that's in the States. Happy New Year, Newbie. I hope it's.
That's very true.
And also, Simon was saying appreciating my beer tonight as the wife's 37 weeks in that capacity. Well, again, fingers crossed, all the best for the upcoming arrival, I guess. So anyway, look, I'm going to jump off. I'll be back shortly, and I'll hand the reins over. Essentially, I don't know if you've got any other interface controls apart from join or leave or anything. No. Kent was supposed to be coming, but he's out in Lisbon.
Oh,
Americans! What can you do? All right, I'll speak to you in a bit.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
Oh, lovely. Oh man, so Nuno, how big was the baby? Was it how many kilos and stuff?
Okay, so 360 grams.
Oh, that's
3
cool.
kilos. Yeah, but the point is that my daughter, she is not tall at all. So,
yeah.
so Anna was basically a huge belly with 2 eyes and
I bet it did sting as well after 30 hours. So Lee isn't a representative of all of us, to be fair.
So. It's traumatic, definitely.
Yes. No, and we had a lot of conversations because we are at their house in this moment. We just have rented an apartment 20 minutes away, but by now to assist them, we still are at their home, and her talks were always about, I don't know, I want to be natural as I can. Maximum half of the anesthesia, the epidural, and I said plenty of times, yeah, when you will be there, you will see. And my wife said the same. Look, Anna, you realize, because I had the same idea when you came, because she's the older, and when the contractions has started,
but then it's either too late or the epidural does wear off as well. So you always have that issue of kind of like within 30 hours, even if she's had it kind of fairly early on, it wears off by the later stages. So, it's not something.
Yes. No. So we had like 2 days, 2 nights, barely sleeping, and well, it was not a time that we want to revive again, because besides the stress and all of that, she got so much pain. She really, she's and she could handle with that. But when we took her to the hospital, she was really exhausted already. Really exhausted because all of the hours and So,
and hospitals are always, it's not always where you want to be as well, because she'd probably been planning on being at home. And
no, not planning that.
No, thank goodness, that's cool.
No. They have everything arranged with the clinic, so that's
good. But it can still be traumatic. I know quite a few of my friends. Carl was saying in a statistic the other day that 30% of new births in Portugal are by estrangeiros, by people who have come in, which makes a lot of sense. But we've got a couple of friends who've been in Portuguese hospital, and because their communication, their language skills in Portuguese haven't been always the best, giving birth when you can't communicate that well, it's not a great combination. So they've had quite interesting experiences, I have to say. So it can be really tricky. I think it can be really, really difficult.
But they had difficulties speaking in English.
No, where we are in you have to remember where we are is it's fairly rural. It's not like a lot of people, if they're older, will speak French, But most people don't speak English, which is better for my Portuguese. So it's a good thing, you know.
Look, I had 2 years of French at school when I was maybe 13 and 14 years old. And I really loved the challenge of being here and need to speak French. I really love that. And I love that people correct me. I love that. And 2 days ago, I went to a McDonald's to buy the desire that my daughter asked me to buy. It was a ice cream.
Oh
M&Ms.
yeah,
M&Ms.
there we go. Yeah,
Yes. M&Ms, the McFlurry. And I struggle with the French, so explaining and I was successful on it. And when I finish my order, the young woman said to the other one, Marcia, in Portuguese.
I love it. That's awesome.
Marcia, trata deste trip. I said, what? I've been struggling so much to explain what I want to do but you are Portuguese. So yeah. Very funny, very funny.
I love that. That's awesome. My goodness me. No,
because her French was excellent, really excellent. So I never thought in my life that she could not be French.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's why that's always the struggle, is that it's so difficult to keep young people in Portugal because there's not the career progression and there's not the work, really. You don't get paid enough. So it's one of those things where you find so many Portuguese people when you're traveling because of the fact that you know.
I heard this week, I don't know if it was in a YouTube video or on the TV, but I heard that on the last 12 years, 1.5 million Portuguese left Portugal.
Yeah.
So young people, and 1.5 million, it's 15% of the population.
It's just amazing, isn't it? But you see it every year here. Come Festa, the population of the village trebles, quadruples, because everyone comes back to show off, you know, what they've been working for all year elsewhere, and it's still lovely. It's nice, but it's kind of, it's sad in a way that you don't have more people. It's sad that people that aren't staying here, but I think people are coming back. From what I've heard recently, there's far more people moving from Lisbon and Porto out to the countryside here than there are estrangeiros. So it's kind of quite nice to have people moving out to the countryside. You can understand they're priced out, but it's nice that they want to move here. I still think that's a really good thing, even though I wish, I don't want to spread it and let have loads more people here, to be honest. So, I love the fact that it's quiet, but
with the technology and to everyone that work on service, look, I'm here for maybe 4 weeks till now, and I had no problems at all. Been working. The only problem was this week because it's turned around to the bus. But besides that, yes, it's completely possible to fully work successfully.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's
working remotely. Yeah.
So hopefully, in a way, that would mean eventually that more young people stay, just because they won't have to go abroad to look to earn better money. That's a really good thing. Yeah. But then Portugal has the disadvantage of not, I don't know, this is going to sound a bit awful, but technologically, I don't think it always adopts the newest things. I think sometimes it's quite slow. It's slow to adopt compared to the rest of Europe. If you look at, say like Apple ownership or something, yeah. If you look, Portugal's very kind of much more in line with Russia and Eastern Europe in terms of what it consumes technologically. So it's still an interesting one because it's, as you say, you can work from anywhere now. It's a great place to work. It's a really great place to live. It's just trying to kind of, I don't know, it's trying to move in more technology to help people, I suppose, to an extent, is something that I think it sometimes struggles with in terms of you don't have like an Apple shop, you don't have like, you don't have all the things that you'd kind of expect elsewhere in Europe.
I think that the people, Portuguese people are one of the first on adopting new technology. Okay, for example, 7 years ago, Portugal, the Tesla Portugal has the same goal as Tesla Spain, and they are much more people, and they have much more money, okay, than Portuguese. Yeah. But because Portuguese people are usually early adopters regarding technology, but because politicians, they don't plan, they don't think ahead. It's everything based on the private.
Okay? Yeah.
And this is for me, this is the big point. Like what you have mentioned regarding the roads in Portugal. Yeah, when we had Salazar and his minister, I don't remember the name, Duarte Pacheco. I think that it was Duarte Pacheco. So he was the one that has planned the autostradas, the highways, the big ones, and the biggest hospitals in Portugal, and they are still in use. So we had the luck of having these people that
planned ahead,
planned ahead. But since then, no, it's just to be in the line 4 years ahead. It's only 4 years ahead. So, and thinking this way, it's not possible. This will not take us very far.
Well, China's a really good example. The reason why it's technologically way ahead of virtually anywhere else in the world is that planning. And I totally agree with you. And you look at now, if you look, I tell you, the most interesting country in terms of planning that far ahead that's been really successful is South Korea. The way that they invested so heavily in technology and in a couple of family firms, so like in Samsung and a couple of the major standout firms, it's been interesting as an impact on the culture, because although the standard of living's massively increased, the time that people spend possibly isn't the healthiest. People are kind of like you have these huge online gaming events and stuff. I don't think that's necessarily the best way of spending your time. But because the island itself isn't very usable, it's not like they have the space that you have in Portugal. It means that people are kind of very, very kept in, and sometimes you wonder whether actually being so advanced actually benefits your culture at all or not. Because if you look at Japan, it's had some. I saw a movie the other day which I thought was quite fun, which was about rental families. About how in Japan
rental families.
Yeah, so you can rent a father or a mother or a brother.
Really? I never heard that.
Yeah. So all over Japan, because if you went to your employer and said, "Oh, I've got a mental health problem, I need to get this sort of sorted out," it would go on your record, and you would basically not be employable. Okay, so instead of that, people actually kind of fulfill their fantasies. So it's been going on for years. I mean, like I think 30, 40 years. You can rent family members or people to be your kind of to fulfill roles. So say you're going for an interview at a school or something. In this case, he pretends to be a father to a child to get them into a private school. He pretends to be a journalist to interview a fading film star. Like, you get hired for various events. And it's very, very popular. You hire people to attend funerals and stuff. So just in case it's going to be, for all of those kind of, or weddings as well, or, any kind of social event to fit in with Japanese culture, it kind of makes a lot more sense. So it's a job that exists. You could be basically a rental for someone. So.
I never heard about renting a father or a grandparent or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've heard about the when people get married or when someone died, yeah, that they hired people to
Well, it's a lot more
work
in Japan.
as socially as
Yeah,
being part of.
but Japan's a lot more kind of social. It's a lot more strict in terms of its social structure, and there are a lot more events that you have to kind of you're expected to comply with. You know, in terms of you're expected to get married at a certain age. You're expected to have a kind of a regular family, all of those sorts of things. So therefore, it happens a lot, and there's quite a few firms that do quite well out of kind of providing these actors. And this film was about about a guy who's it was a bit kind of a bit kind of fluffy, I'd say. It wasn't particularly, it didn't have that much content, but it's still a really interesting profession. But what I'm saying is, culturally, Japan being way ahead in the 80s or the 70s hasn't done it any favors culturally today. It's made things kind of very strange for the people that live there, I think. In terms of,
but I love their culture and the way how they preserve and they honor the elderly.
Yeah,
I love that.
Well, I don't think I saw a different side. So we saw quite a few elderly homeless people in Tokyo because I think of where we were staying. We stayed in a bit of a kind of dodgy area, and there's a lot of pachinko addicts, so addicts for pinball. And once they lose one thing, they lose everything. So if you lost your job, your family leave you, you lose your apartment. And so you end up with these people that just are, there's a lot of suicides, and there's also a lot of homelessness. So it's one of those things where for me, when I was living in London, it was the homelessness situation indicated how well the country was doing. So I went through periods where there were a lot of people homeless and virtually none, and it was a kind of indicator on how well society's performing for me. I don't know. It was like if these people are looked after, it shows society's doing quite a good job, and that people have planned. There's been some sort of there's been some sort of planning for the most vulnerable in society. So therefore, they'll be planning for the most important aspects of society as well. And you're absolutely right. The political systems here don't enable you to plan long enough to sustain the kind of technology that you will see elsewhere. And that Korea is a really interesting example of that. If you look at what position South Korea was 40 years ago and what position it's in today, and that's entirely due to government planning and focusing on certain sectors of technology in society. So, but it doesn't necessarily mean culturally you're any better. I'm sure you would never want your grandchild to be brought up in Japan to go through those exams and the kind of pressure that everyone in that society goes through. And the same thing in Korea. I would never want, because you don't have a childhood, so I would never ever wish that on my worst enemy, the kind of childhood.
But what I love in Asia, and especially in Japan, is they really have a different way of thinking. They think differently. The games they play when they are very young, the way how the norms that they handle when they are very young child, like with 5 years old, it gives them structure. And I think that the problem is that the structure is so rigid that when something changed, they don't know how to handle with that. And this is the advantage of Portuguese people, because we don't have structure at all.
That's not true. I think
we learn to handle.
No, I see a lot more similarities. So, for example, when I was in Vietnam, right, you were talking about planning before. And one of the wonderful things about Vietnam is it's still a communist country. So it still has the ability to plan to an extent. But it also has, which is something that I love about Portugal, you go out and you see extended families, multi-generational families having meals together, chatting, integrating. And one of the reasons why I think Portuguese young people are so mature and so able to adapt to different situations is because they've had experience of intergenerational interactions, which I don't think they get in other parts of Europe, so I think that's quite a nice thing. So there are parallels, but there's also a kind of work ethic that exists in Asia that I don't think exists in Southern Europe. So I don't know. I think if you look at how many jobs I know from my friends in that have moved to Korea, you were expected to have 2 or 3 jobs and like basically full-time jobs and work kind of non-stop. That I went over to certain parts of Spain, which I won't mention, and the prevailing attitude is if you do have any job, it's a bad thing. So it's kind of
because it's like if the purpose of life in Asia is focused on the job, the position, the social position, and when that has some change, they felt lost. How I'm going to handle with this new reality? I'm not prepared to handle with the change, basically. And here, because we are obliged to handle with change and with problems on a daily basis, almost, we are used to know that, to change and to adapt, basically to adapt to the situation. Yeah, basically this. But it's not something that we would like to be all of our lives, because of this is what's happening in Portugal.
Yeah.
So yeah, not much to say about this. It's a reality. Yes, we have very good points in favor, but we also have other points that it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for more structured cultures, people that come to live in Portugal. Oh yes, it's a nightmare. The bureaucracy and things related with that. But that
Yeah, goodness me. I think everyone knows. I think that's a small price to pay for the benefits, in my opinion. But it's just something that will improve eventually. But it's kind of endemic and very difficult to remove, I think. But I think technology will be the thing that removes it. I think nowadays a lot of the jobs that people have got at the moment will be replaced in the next 5 years. So some of those bureaucratic jobs, they're not necessary. It's not necessary to do everything in offices. In England, most of the stuff that we go off to see someone about in Portugal, we can do online in minutes, and there's no reason why that shouldn't exist in terms of today. But there's going to be a lot of, I suppose, it's going to be how everyone copes with the unemployment that's going to bring, because there are going to be so many jobs replaced in the next few years. I think it's going to be an interesting phase.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that, because other jobs will appear for sure. What I don't know is how fast we'll be able to adapt, because with the industrial revolution, we had like 80 years to adapt long worldwide, but now we have like 8 seconds to adapt.
It does happen quick. Yeah, you're right.
Go.
So, and so Nuno, what are you enjoying? What food have you got locally that's really nice? Because that's one thing I love about France's food, I have to admit. It's kind of
okay. So I'm adapting and reinventing myself, because I love cook, but my daughter, she and her husband, they are vegan.
Wicked. That's right. My friend's vegan. I've had to adapt as well, but it's good because it makes you think more carefully about what you're cooking and the way you're cooking it. So I think that can be really good. It just depends how radical radically vegan they are. So some people don't eat honey, some people don't eat. There's all sorts of things that you have to be kind of. Oh, I have to think about that as well. So,
in this moment, they are a bit more flexible what they were, because maybe 2 years ago she stopped consuming honey because it's exploitation of the bees and so on. Said, "Oh my
I never
God!"
understand that. I just think, yeah, I know. I've got lots of friends here who deal with bees, right? And they capture if there's a bee if there's a swarm that's a problem for someone. We've had people where they've had swarms in their toilets, right? You don't want to sit on a swarm of bees if you're going for your ablution. And I cannot see how those bees that he's put into a hive and has kind of organized and given a home, how they're in any way persecuted, or how you could not have the honey. It for me, and especially out here, you see how the vast majority of nature and wildlife is influenced by man. The landscape that I look out on every day would not be anywhere the same if it hadn't been for the fact that all of those trees are useful. So it seems that idea of kind of radical veganism seems to ignore reality in terms of what I think, but it's still really nice. I tell you, Nuno, for the best kind of vegan food, Southern Indian food is all vegan. It's pretty much all vegan because Hindus are exactly the same as vegans. They're not going to touch anything animal related.
The food is amazing.
It is. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
For me, especially the dishes with based on rice based. I prefer much more than pasta. Yeah. Oh, I really love.
Oh, it's really nice. And spices, it just means that you're
yes. Also that. Oh, so I'm this has been the challenge, which is do dishes cuisine with meals vegan or vegetarian based. So yeah,
vegetarian's a lot easy. Vegan I find really quite tricky sometimes with like little silly things that you can't. Oh, there's so many things that I just like that are kind of yogurty or buttery based or something like that, and I find that a lot more difficult. But it's really good. You can make amazing things. And Portuguese ingredients, we made. My friend who's vegan, I made him an amazingly boozy port and red wine kind of vegetable stew. Oh, it was fantastic. So you can make, even with the ingredients from here, you can make some incredible vegan stuff. It's just getting the right vegetables as well, and finding a good market or somewhere local where it's not the stuff from the supermarket. Oh, I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I like stuff that's wonky and has clearly not been grown from any like major supplier. So
for me, cooking, it was always about try. Let's try, and because I do not cook based on receipts. It's like I feel that the taste of this will go well with that. Sometimes they don't match, honestly, but the large majority of the times I had the lucky that this is a good taste, very good taste. So,
but Nuno, isn't it awesome that you can spend that much time with your grandchild that I don't think you would have been able to do before the technology we have today. The fact that you can organize everything is just brilliant, and I think that's a lovely thing to be able to do now. Awesome for you, definitely. And it's nice that you're getting a flat as well, because otherwise when you're all on top of each other and you have all that stress, it's like it can be too much. I think definitely we've got to have our friends have been trying to come over and escape there. They've just had a child as well, but they've got both sets of parents. And I think like a week was fine, but now they know the exact number of days before they go. But for you, I think it's lovely to be able to have a bit of distance, see somewhere new, but most of all, those times go so quickly. Like when they're a newborn, it just goes so fast. So it's good to be there. It's really
No,
cool.
no, and one other point that for me it's very clear that I'm the grandfather. I'm not the father or the mother. So we need to respect what they think about parenting and point.
Yeah. You can't teach anyone anyway, Nuno. They have to
No, don't be intrusive. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's a good thing, but it's difficult. Sometimes
Yes.
when you think, I always think, I remember when I had my first one, and you're worried about, is it dead? Has it died in the cot, or has something awful happened? And then by the time you get to number 2, it's fine, but there's nothing you can say that's going to stop those things happening. So
I never got freezed. It's like a bit intuitive how to handle with children, with my daughters. But honestly, when they get they got flu or they're being sick, my wife, she's much better than I handle with that, because I'm overthinking about the problem.
that's
And she's more practical. Yeah, honestly. Is it true?
Well, it's the job you're in as well, Nuno, because in insurance you always have to think of the worst possible scenario. So I think it's going to be the same, isn't it?
Could be that. But well.
Oh man, it sounds lovely anyway. What a lovely thing to do, and to be able to kind of take time out to be there for him is lovely of you. I bet she really appreciates it. I bet that's really lovely. So
and when she announced that she was pregnant, she told me something like that. Now, Daddy, you need to plan. Come here. But I had already everything planned. Actually, I already had have told to my wife what about the plan, and I said to her, "Oh, Anna, no problems. I have everything planned. I'm going to be 3.5 months with you." She said, No, not so much, not so much. Relax. I'm going to rent a home, an apartment, and I'll be close of you. Don't worry.
Oh, that's lovely though, Nuno. I think that's really nice, and it's kind of nice in a weird way just to have that change of scene as well. To be somewhere completely different with your wife must be really nice. Do you know what I mean? I think it's healthy, as you said. One of the things about travel that's the most interesting and most impressive thing to pick up is how differently social structures can be, and how people can have a completely different mindset and different way of thinking to you. So I love it. I think it's really refreshing. It gives you a lot of insight into how to live your life. If you haven't traveled, I don't think you've really seen what the possibilities of life is. So for me, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes we don't need to travel as much, and you have near you an example when they do boom with 40 or 50,000 people, very different people from what we are used in our normal lives to handle, from all over the world, like 180 countries. It's crazy. So, and it's amazing. This year, I was expecting for a mindfulness something, and one guy just sit near me, besides me, once we are waiting, and the way what he is wearing. Oh, I'm 100% sure that I will never sit near, side by side, to anyone like this guy. But he started talking with me, and it is a very interesting guy. He's Portuguese. He's a psychologist, and he has its own thoughts about psychology, and I have learned a lot just hearing a different person, what I'm used to handle on a daily basis. Okay.
Yeah, that's lovely, dude.
So sometimes we don't need to travel so far.
No, you're
We
right.
just
You
need
are right. Yeah.
to be open to something different.
But isn't that lovely? I think Boom's an interesting one, definitely. But I think all over the place, all over Portugal, there's so many festas and so many places where you can learn both the culture
Sure.
locally, but also meet people from all over the world. And as you said, you know, during festa season, the villages expand, and most of the people you meet will not be living in Portugal. You know, they'll be all over France, Luxembourg. So you do have that kind of. I think you do have a very well-educated populace just because of the travel. I think living in a different community educates you a lot. So I think it's a really good thing to do.
For example, and I travel. I know both coasts of Canada and Boston, but it's not appealing. And I love to when I did these trips, but I don't feel pushed to travel to the Occidental world.
Yeah.
I feel that my heart is in Asia. Somehow I'm tuned with Asia. I cannot explain why, but if I need to choose where we want to travel to, somewhere to Asia.
Oh, there's a lot to learn from everyone
because of the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically because of that.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think it's the difference to food, or and also and also the weather as well. Sometimes it is too much. The weather here, 2 weeks of well, it's nearly a month now where it's going to be just continual rain, and it's lovely. The countryside it looks amazing. And my vegetables are very appreciative. They're all doing really well. My beetroot's doing amazingly well, but it can be a bit too much like London. Sometimes I have to just go away for a bit of sun. Sometimes I suppose I always find it a little bit difficult. But the weather here, I love this time of year when you've got lots of you can see for miles because you've got kind of clear, cold, bright days. It's just lovely. It's a really nice thing. So I've got Lowly there because I'm building a sauna that overlooks just so we can see the whole mountainside as well, just the same as I can from this room. And
really?
Yeah, it should be quite nice. So I've got a friend who's built like 6, and I'm planning it now, and it should be quite fun. So we went in one when we were away one time, and we thought, it's nice, and we've got the view, so why not have it? So no, that should be good. So I'll be putting that together in the next month, I think. So I should have it finished, but it'd be nice. Just like your roaring fire in the background there, it'd be nice to have a bit of a Lowly, as they call it, or a bit of steam.
One of the things that I love the most is just be looking to the fire. My thoughts and looking to the fire.
Yeah. Oh no, you're right. It's lovely. You can't do that now, though. Here, it's so wet, nothing will burn. It's like unless you just want to have a whole load of smoke, you see nothing.
True.
But no, I hope it's better where you are, definitely. But you were due. I was looking on the weather thing, and there was a big storm that was meant to come in over central France, and it avoided it and went up further north, up into.
Yeah, not here.
Which is really good. So is the weather been okay, or what's it been like? It's
it's barely raining.
Oh, lovely.
A small rain, and it looks like from next Wednesday forward, the temperature will drop a lot. So we'll have during the whole day negative temperatures, but no rain. No rain.
No.
Unfortunately.
You want some snow?
Yes, exactly.
And you can always come up to the Estrella. There's always the ski resort up here. What I love is that they know the snow's coming. They know all about what's going to happen. It still doesn't stop them closing the roads half the time when you need to get up to the ski resort. So,
yeah, I saw a post on the social media of a lot of cars crashing once against the others in Serra da Estrela this year. So yeah, we are not prepared for that.
It's mad, yeah. You think
because we know that it's going to happen. So if we know, why we don't plan ahead?
exactly, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
A couple of snow plows, you'd be fine. It wouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah. No problem.
I don't know, yeah, and it's amazing how different people deal with different things. But no, that's awesome. You know, it sounds lovely. It sounds like a really cool thing to do, and being with your daughter is fab. I think really nice and supportive. She must be very appreciative, I'm sure, and
but
delicious food.
yeah, but giving to them the space that they need to. So yeah,
I think you need
not imposing at all.
I know. It's tricky, isn't it? But it's a lovely thing to do as a grandparent. I just think it's fab to be there for these sort of times. Just go incredibly quickly. That's just awesome. So hopefully, me being a grandparent is a long way away, but fingers crossed. But you started younger than I did, Nuno. So it's not
yeah. Bad. Well, the tricky point is that they are far away, but if we are living in United States or Brazil or Canada, it's not a big thing because we should thought we are into the same country. But in Europe, because we are very divided, we thought, oh, they are very far away. Well, actually, they are not. Are like 3 hours away by plane.
It's nothing, is it, really? If you think about it, anywhere in Europe, even from where I am in the middle of nowhere, is no more than 5 hours away. If you live in like Montana or you live in Dakota or something, you're talking about 2 days.
Much more, yes.
So it's a long, it does make it really nice in terms of being able to hop on. And Lisbon, you're perfectly suited to go anywhere, and there's loads of really good cheap flights at the moment. So getting down to I know EasyJet have opened a route that's €79 to go to Cape Verde, to all the different islands there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you
heard that.
A quick getaway,
my wife and I, we've been talking 2 or 3 days ago that we would like to go to São Tomé e Príncipe.
See, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Everyone says that it's amazing. So it's a place to visit, definitely.
Well, and it's cheap. If it's that cheap, there's no reason not to go. It's
next
cheap.
Next winter. to avoid the
weather
of the cold of Lisbon.
I always think the weirdest one is, though, this month isn't so bad. I don't think it's too bad now. But when it gets to April and it's still cold and really wet and the month of 1,000 rains, that's when I need to get away. That's always the month I have to kind of think of scooting off to come back, because after April, the weather here is beautiful. It's sunny, it's lovely every day. But God, it seems like a long time. What I love about Portugal is you're always, by the end of the summer, you're wishing that it would never be hot again. By the end of the winter, you're wishing it would never be cold again. There's never a kind of a...
You are thinking as a Portuguese, Pete.
I tell that as a big compliment. Thank you. Beaja, obrigado.
No, it's not a compliment, because Portuguese people are always complaining.
So are English, so it's the same. Igualmente.
No. By the way, what about your menu, Amorim?
Oh no, I'm Tottenham, so we're even worse. We have.
I thought that you were from menu.
No, I don't support menu. Okay. That's Lee and Cole. Cole Hyde. Who's a big menu.
Okay.
No, mine's much worse. We did beat Man U. But that's about so in the battle of the worst teams in the Premier League.
Okay.
We've got a horrible game this weekend. Tomorrow we're playing West Ham, who are atrocious. Like they have the worst. They're in the bottom 3. They're awful. And they've got the worst stadium that you've ever been to. Honestly, the abandoned stadium in Braga is better than the stadium that they have. Yeah, honestly, it's just awful. It's got no atmosphere. You can't see anything, and it's just the sort of game we'll lose because we're just unpredictably terrible. Really, to be honest, we're not good at the moment. It's terrible. We've got the best stadium I've ever been in. We have fantastic facilities, but we swap managers every couple of months. And we just don't have the right forwards. We don't have the right players. So, whereas Sporting, what do you think of Amorim going then? Do you think I don't think he stood a chance at Man U anyway. So they sacked Ruben Amorim, like I think about a week ago or something.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think Man U's a terrible club to go to join at the moment. You'd be mad to go to.
He's a good coach. He's a good coach. Definitely, he's a good coach. But he needs that the board give him the trust that he needs to start doing changes, because we felt that in Sporting, and he start slowly doing change and putting his plan on the field, and it has worked. So he's a good coach. Definitely, he's a good coach.
Do you think he'd come back to Sporting? Do you think
No. I think that he will be the coach of Benfica sometime.
Yeah. Oh, that would make sense. That would be quite controversial, though. Do you have a big hatred between Sporting and Benfica, like Tottenham?
No. Actually, for me, football, it's the equivalent to the arenas, the Roman arenas, when the Lions eat the Christians. It's the same, but the game is different nowadays. But it's the same. So there are no fair play, there are no values besides the money, because I know from inside of the clubs some true histories that passed in the what's the name, in the back.
The past, definitely.
No, it's not definitely, because I was a maniatic fan of Sporting, going to all the games.
I saw your tiger face paint. You look awesome.
No, not a tiger, a lion.
A lion. Sorry, my apologies.
But no. This is like we are the fools that support the crazy of the money that football managed. So there is no reason why they earn so much money and why there is so much money involved in this game. No reason.
I don't know. I think in a weird way, I still think it's more healthy than and some of the natural, that it's more healthy than inherited money, in terms of, at least with a Sporting pedigree, then at least you've earned it somehow. You've earned it through your own skill. Whereas for me, what annoys me the most half the time, especially being from the UK, was the kind of lords and ladies that essentially inherited all their money and had were perfectly entitled. Well, we look at Prince Andrew as a good example of that kind of formerly Prince Andrew. If you look at him, that's a perfect example of entitlement, and how, at least if you're being paid for something where you've got a relatively short career, but you have to work incredibly hard at it, then I can understand having rewards. But it's fairer to me, definitely.
It's a perfect example of not being a good example, right?
I suppose so. I don't know. I still think it's better than people that don't earn it through their own merits. I think I think it's kind of fair. To be a good footballer these days, you have to be talented, trained well. You have to put a lot of totally dedicated. It wasn't the same when we were growing up. I don't know, I think the
Yes,
football
but
is
then on the backstage, it tests so many things, so many influences that changed the fairness of the game, and this is the point for me.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, seeing how the World Cup goes this year, because of it being in America. So some people won't be able to go because of the pricing structure. I think the cheapest ticket is $4,500 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything.
Is it possible?
Well, that's it. What kind of fans are you going to get? So it's going to be interesting to see if the stadiums are going to be empty or full. It would be a real shame, given what a World Cup's meant to be like. But also, it's much bigger than any World Cup we've ever had before. The number of teams involved is just huge, and it's going to be I think, as you said, there's been a lot of damage done to football through just ludicrous financial situations and FIFA and the management of the and look at where the World Cups are. Where on earth, where is football most played in Europe? By far, and yet you've had one in Saudi Arabia, well, in Qatar, and then you have you've got one in America.
No, in Latin America also, Argentina, Brazil, yeah,
absolutely. But then that's where the tournament should generally be, where football's kind of most played. South Africa, fine, I don't mind. Qatar. No, there's no way on earth that it should have been in Qatar. And if you're talking about corruption in football, I think that's the best example is to have a World Cup with somewhere with no tradition, no kind of no excellence in football, none of the kind of things that you would expect. So
I agree with you, and this is one of the reasons why I'm away of the football.
Yeah, but then with sporting, I think you're really lucky in terms of the season ticket's very good value. It's affordable for people. It's not like the prices that you pay in America or in England.
I agree.
And I think the community is really good as well. I've had seats in sporting from someone I know that's a season ticket holder, and I think the atmosphere in the stadium is really good. I think it's a really nice, it's a nice stadium. The Avalades is a good stadium to watch things at. It's a bit out of the way, but it's not kind of it's not like Braga or something. No, I think it's good. I think it's a nice team to support. My club, my football club, is miles out of the way in a horrible part of London with no transport to get there at all. But they have an amazing stadium, and it's kind of it's quite a good club, but it's a lot more difficult to support and a lot more expensive. So I still think Portuguese football's healthier than football is in the UK. I think the football in the UK is a lot more corrupt.
On those days, I may go once each year at the football, not more than that.
Well, I tell you what's good, Nuno, I would definitely recommend, especially now you've got your granddaughter as well, is go and see some small local games. I like going to some of the local football around here. And in England, you have, I think, 3 out of every 4 football fans support teams that aren't in the top league in the Premier League. So there's much more kind of grassroots football. And it's, as you were talking about, it's much more fair. It's kind of fun. You see the same players drifting around the same teams their entire careers, so you'll see the same players kind of watching. It's just quite a fun thing to do.
And if you want to have a good time, these are the games that you should go, not the big ones, but
yeah, I agree
with these teams that are not so power as the ones at the top. So because in the end, it's about this. What you want to get with the experience is to have a good time, or to be there fighting for your team that needs to win.
And too angry, making your life miserable.
Really.
You're right. Oh man, that is so awesome. I'm really chuffed for you, Nuno. That's awesome that you're granddad for the first time, and it's really lovely that you're spending the time with them as well. I think that's a really lovely thing to do. So
they need this support.
Oh, that's cool. That's really good.
Yeah. No, actually, my daughter, she said plenty of times to my wife, because my wife, she spent a lot of time with Anna assisting her, so it was very, very important to be here.
How she got on with this is a weird one. Breastfeeding is like a big thing usually. I remember always.
Oh yes. She's struggling. She was struggling yesterday and today because the milk, it took a while to come.
Yeah.
Like 3, 4, 5 days, 6 days, and as a mother, she starts, and I know that this is normal, but she starts thinking, oh, do I have a problem? It's why I cannot feed my baby, and but it's part of the process. It's her first, so she's learning.
I always remember Nuno. I thought it was really funny. Me and my ex-wife, we had to go to a meeting once a week, right, in lead up, which we called the nipple police. So they were basically they were a breastfeeding charity kind of thing in England. Okay, and so you go along there and essentially they try and make you feel guilty. And one of the first things they said, which I thought was hilarious, was that breastfed babies are healthier. They're kind of they're taller, they're fitter, they're stronger. me and my ex was 6'2", right? I'm 6'1", roundabout. Okay, everyone else was tiny, and we were the only ones that were fed on bottles, and the rest of them were all fed by breast. So it kind of completely went against it. But
wow.
There's a lot of the worst thing for me sometimes in that stage. It's fine by the time you've had a second child. You've been through it all, so it's kind of not so much of an issue. It's all those pressures and fads put onto you, like what was right 10 years ago is wrong now, and what was wrong 10 years ago is right now, and it's all kind of thrown at you when you're at your most vulnerable in terms of you've got all those parenting hormones, but they try and take advantage of you by funneling you into some sort of weird fad that you're meant to expect to do. So I'm glad that she's chilling out a bit, but it's just a lot of trauma in one specific hit, isn't it? I think, to go through. So, and if you think about it, 200 years ago, 1 in 3 women died in childbirth. So it's not like an untraumatic experience. It's one of those things where.
And the percentage of children that died until accomplish 1 year old.
Yeah,
it was crazy also. So
we are living in luckier times, definitely.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but then there's still ludicrous things. I learned the other week. So I presume your daughter gave birth lying down. Yeah, right?
No.
Oh, brilliant!
It was semi lay down. It was like not if she. When we are in a seated position, but almost.
So squatting. Yeah, that's the most healthy way.
Yes.
The only reason why women give birth lying down is because of Louis XVII, the Sun King in France, who liked to watch. He liked to watch women giving birth, and so it became a trend. He couldn't get a view if they were squatting, so it became a trend for people to see them when they're lying down. And that's why it became kind of popular. So it's not the best way to give birth at all.
No,
it's completely anti. What your daughter did is exactly the way to do it. But yet we're kind of controlled by French perverts from years ago. So it's always the French to blame. It's still a weird phenomenon. I think I still find things like that really fascinating.
I never heard about that strange interest.
It's just really. But if you think about it, Nuno, no woman in their right mind would give birth lying on a bed.
Lay down. Yeah.
Like naturally. But
that's not natural.
Yeah, which is what we've adopted, though. We've adopted it all because he didn't get a good enough view. It's essentially I still think it's really funny. But there you go. But I'm not a woman, so that's probably why. Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, they are the ones that have all the work at that moment. All the work.
I know. I didn't even get any drugs last time. The last birth.
But you know, something that I think that it's coming more and more is that men want to be involved on everything, the birth time and do active parenting. And I think that women somehow are changing, so they are more involved with the work, and men start being more involved with the family. But,
well, I think partly, and I hate to say it's because of prices. Because for anyone to afford a house in Europe in general, both parties have to work. You don't have a choice of one person staying at home anymore. When we were growing up, that wasn't the case. So you could have someone that was able to not work. I think that's been happening for a long time. I don't necessarily know if it's a perfect thing. It's not necessarily the best thing, but it's nice for men. I think it's quite good that they play a bit more of an involvement, because even by being the very worst mum you could be as a man, you're the best dad. So it's kind of it's a lot easier to be a dad, I think, in general.
I just love to be involved on parenting, active parenting with them. I just love to dress, to
change,
everything. I just love all of that. So,
oh god, but you know the colours you have when they're that young, the nappies. Oh my goodness, the stuff that comes out, it's not like from any human. You could glue things to it. It's kind of, it goes from like black, doesn't it? I remember the first ones are like, oh my god, what is this? I still think it's quite funny. But you haven't had a boy yet. So the funniest thing with boys, when you're changing them when they're really young, is as soon as you take the nappy off, they tend to wee. You usually get it in the face, so it's not. It's kind of girls are a lot easier. It's not going to be quite.
I heard that.
Cold air.
Oh, dear. Well, I think that Lee will not come back.
Yeah, I think I'm
Andrew either.
Should we leave it then? Should we?
Yeah, and here is 1 p.m.
It's too late. Definitely, I'm with you. I think if it's midnight, we've already been going for 2 hours, so I think that's long enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it was a pleasure being here with you. Okay.
Same with you.
So, have an amazing weekend and amazing week, and see you next week.
Lovely. Same to you, Nuno. Have a fantastic time with your granddaughter, and give our love.
Thank you so much, Pete. Bye bye. Cheers.